premise, essentially, or premise, however you like to say the word, around the world. The film follows American businessman Mickey Pearson, who's played by Matthew McConaughey, who has created a highly profitable Mary Jane or marijuana empire in England, or London. Grass, wacky weed. Anyway, word gets out that he's looking to cash out his business. And it triggers plot schemes, bribery, and blackmail in an attempt to steal his domain out from under him. But obviously, with how smart this guy is and the network he's built, all attempts to steal or at least demonetize his value or diminish his value to try and sell his business cheaper.
He's looking to finally looking to roll off into the sunset.
Yes,
and he has a potential buyer for it's not a spoiler, $400 million to buy the empire.
Yes,
which is, like you said, just masterfully put together to be underground and avoid any kind of interruption. And like you said, then there's those people coming together to try and downgrade that price.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, and he's trying to figure out who's doing what and all this connection.
Yep. And
my favorite part of the story, the film.
Yep.
It's being told. This whole movie is being told in a story form by Hugh Grant, who is Fletcher.
Yes.
And then you've got Charlie Hunnam as
Raymond.
Play a game with me, Raymond.
Please.
And
lovely.
So you've got Fletcher telling this story to Raymond the whole time, cutting between them, then the story and that, and he'll say something and Raymond's like, that's not how that happened. And then it'll actually. What
this movie was essentially, this is a little bit of a spoiler towards the end, but it's not going to ruin the movie for you. It's basically Guy Ritchie being played by Hugh Grant pitching his movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Because at the very end, where there's a particular scene where a movie is being pitched, which is essentially the story.
It was Miramax.
And there was
studios,
and there was a man from Uncle Poster, which is a Guy Ritchie film in the background.
Exactly. Yeah.
Essentially, Fletcher, Hugh Grant, is telling the stories that lay out throughout the film, and the film eventually catches up to his story. And he's essentially trying to convince Charlie Hunnam's character Raymond about how everything went down previously and leading up to that moment in terms of what happens with this particular empire.
Yes.
Trying to sort of blackmail the largest empire to sort of get him scot-free. Like one way or another, he's making bank. You know, whether he sells his script or whether he makes money from this or his insurance policies, essentially.
That's right.
But Colin Farrell's character and his group of characters aren't really directly involved with the group like you expect them to be.
It's an indirect accident.
Yes.
By the protagonists. It's a very well-knit web of little stories that all kind of coexist and connect and all have a reason.
Yeah.
But then it's almost got like a wonderful and better M. Night Shyamalan reveal of like what's actually going on.
Yes.
You know, that's what I love.
There are some pretty great twists. And as I said earlier in this episode, if you listen back into the full episode, what are the twists? Is that what I really liked about this film is not just the cast, but like the quality of the cast and that everything is said with such deliberancy.
Yeah.
And it's just written so perfectly. And I think this kind of film is definitely underrated. I know it hasn't been out for long, but there's barely any people talking about it. But I think this is an excellent introduction to 2020 film.
Yes.
This has to be up there. Like my list of films, as we said earlier, I'm putting together a list of the movies I've seen in the cinema and the movies I've watched at home that have come out this year.
Yep.
And I'm putting next to it whether it was bad, good, or great.
Yeah.
And this is on the great list because I thoroughly enjoyed this movie.
Yep.
The opening scene is a twist.
Can you just ring my bell again? Oh, right, yeah.
The opening scene is a twist, and then that's revealed sort of maybe 3/4 of the way through. But not only that, the big story twist about what the intentions are for the Empire, that was revealed fairly early. I didn't think that was too hard to understand or get, but they do your typical, well, here's the explanation of how everything rolled out.
Yeah.
And they kind of reveal at the end what the intention was, but I can't be the only one who understood what the intention was to diminish the value.
Absolutely. Yeah. No.
But they reveal it in the end, and they twist it and turn it, and I was adored by this.
No, that's exactly right. And I've got to say, Matthew McConaughey was fantastic.
Yes.
He was so fucking perfect for this role.
Yeah.
In all the different elements of the emotions of the character of just trying to wind down, you know, like as in, I just want to roll off into the sunset with my hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And yet how smart he is, not just with the business that he set up, but the way
handles
he's on top of things along the movie when it seems like he's not.
It makes you think that he may be losing a grip.
Yeah.
And
there's definitely like signs of mental breakdown, you know?
Yeah. Well, not just that, but just losing grip and control over the situations. But he never has.
No, that's
like
right.
he has people who try and manipulate and try and change him and try to get him to lose grip of the situation. But he never lets go. He's got full control the entire time. And even though like he does have his posse of people to sort of help him out.
As you would when you're worth that much.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Guy Ritchie and you're a fan of Rock and Roller, you'll love this film.
Love Rock
See,
and Roller.
Before going to this, I showed...
That came out when I worked at the...
the video store.
The video store, yeah.
You worked at a video store?
I think I did.
I showed Taylor the trailer. She says, "I'll watch this and see if you want to come with me." And she went, "Not really my thing." I was like, "Okay, fair enough." Then I got home. I was like, "There was one thing I forgot to tell you before seeing this movie, which you would have loved, to convince you to come." I said that was done by the guy who did Rock and Roller, which is one of her favorite movies.
Oh, you fool!
And she's gone, "Oh, damn! I wish I kind of went and saw it."
You gypped her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, if she listened to the podcast, she'd already know that. So you know,
well, maybe.
Yeah,
anyway,
clearly not. By the way, just got to establish. I think it's been about 5 or 6 weeks now.
Yep.
So your mum doesn't listen?
Nope.
Okay, all right.
Well, she hasn't said anything.
I was going to say you shouted her out and said, "Well, do you?" And
haven't had anything yet, so I guess not.
Unfortunate, disappointed, Jenny.
Yeah,
not you, Jenny. The other Jenny.
The other Jenny.
No, dude. Everything about this film, I was glued to it from start to finish.
Yeah,
had a great time. I was still really sick at the time. I dragged myself out of the house to go and watch this.
I was in a relatively quiet cinema, and I was like,
yeah,
Darth Vadering it the whole time. But with a cinema that was about maybe a quarter of the way full, I probably laughed the loudest and the most.
Yeah.
But there was a few moments where I would laugh out loud and the people behind me would have a chuckle. It's like, you're allowed to laugh in a movie.
That's right.
I openly laughed in this movie. That's why I think it's on my great list.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing I found out going to the theater as much as we do, I found so much that I unintentionally, because I'm in the same mindset of you, I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah.
You're allowed to express your emotions through whatever way, as long as it's not an annoying, like, oh my God! Like
stop
that
talking
kind of
at the screen.
So I found quite a few times I almost egg people on to laugh.
Yeah.
Because I laugh and then you hear people go, oh, yeah.
It's like, let it out, dude. Like, it's a comedy.
Like that was like Knives Out.
Yeah.
Because it is a somewhat serious film, but there's like really smart lines.
Yeah.
And I'd laugh and then people would go, oh, yeah. Like,
that's like
you
Joker.
know, it's like, just fucking laugh.
There's a moment in Joker where like, Joaquin Phoenix's character is entertaining children in a hospital and he drops a gun.
Yeah.
And I piss myself with laughter.
Yeah.
Very serious and intense moment.
Yeah.
But one person breaks out, the rest of the cinema goes, oh yeah, we're at a movie.
Yeah.
And then you can let it go. And this is the kind of movie, The Gentleman is the kind of movie where there are some serious elements to it, but there's a lot of comedy and it's a lot of real natural, raw, and also very hilariously racist in all the right ways.
Oh,
comedy.
Brilliant.
And I
Colin
loved
Farrell.
it. Colin
was
Farrell.
Brilliant.
It was brilliant in this film.
Favorite moment or like a highlight. I know there's a lot, but I have a couple in mind.
The one that sort of comes to mind, and the internet, I could probably say this now because we're not popular.
Okay.
But where the white guy in the boxing ring calls the black guy a black cunt.
Oh my God, yeah. And then Colin, he's like, that's fucking racist. And Colin Farrell, no, it's not fucking racist. He's just addressing you as a cunt. And the fact that your skin is black has nothing to do with it. He's just pointing out a feature. That's all it is. And I fucking love that.
It's racist in those ways, but then they back it up with a hilariously way of explaining it.
No, that's right. Because it's almost in 2020. It's one of those things where you hear that being said and you're like, ooh. Like, as in, that would be a lot of people's normal reactions.
He's not saying the N-word. He's not doing anything serious. It's hilarious and it's correct. It's fine.
And he's like, just right now, to you, like, you're a white fucking idiot.
Yeah.
You know, like, as in, I'm not saying that to be derogatory. I'm just pointing out a fact about you and you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like that's all it is. It's fucking brilliant.
And that's the kind of humor that's throughout this film. And I adore it.
It's Guy Pearce, just being Guy Pearce. I love it so much.
And that's why I think this movie works so well. And I think I looked it up after I saw this film, but I'm going to have to do it again right now, is the most recent Guy Ritchie films that I've seen.
I said Guy Pearce, dude. Should have pulled me up.
I get that wrong all the time.
Yeah, no, that's my bad. Sorry.
Anyway.
I can't believe that dude was married to Madonna, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Yuck. Madonna's gross.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say he did.
He's a handsome dude. Yeah, he could do a lot better. Definitely the money.
But no, Yeah. Can you see it there?
Yeah. So the last movie of Guy Ritchie's that I saw was The Man from U.N.C.L.E. 2015, and that movie was okay. But
I saw last year's Aladdin.
Well, that's the thing. Like, obviously,
about it, man.
Obviously, Aladdin was like it was definitely had to be helmed by someone with some experience. But the one before that, King Arthur,
but he wrote and directed it.
Yeah, which is fine.
As you can see there, I think there's the two Sherlock Holmes films that he didn't write.
Yeah,
and his whole career. And all right, my favorite. I'm not going to say moments. I'm just going to say like almost basically characters, because this is a very character-driven film.
Oh man.
Okay, so obviously we've already touched on him, but Fletcher.
Yes.
I just absolutely loved him, and he's like he's subtle
homosexual tendencies.
The tones and the things he says to the very attractive Charlie Hunnam and that, and the way he keeps calling him "ooh, mummy" or
so
like
suggestive,
"oh, darling," you know.
But
like,
all that links into
that.
the mystery.
No, that's right.
End.
It works so well. But also, we haven't touched on them. You almost hit them. The toddlers. The toddlers. Colin Farrell's group of boxing boys.
Oh, is that what they were called?
Yeah, they're of course, they're YouTube famous, man.
That's right. Yeah, I couldn't remember the name, but I really liked them too.
I loved the toddlers, and they have a song in the credits straight after the film. Like, the toddlers are amazing. They're just so blindly just like, oh, we're doing this for the right reasons, you know, like, is it, well, I don't want to spoil things, but I almost spoiled part of the ending there, but no, I love the toddlers because of their blind naivety, and it's pretty awesome seeing some, like, thug kids who do breakdancing and original raps and have really stupid names, you know, putting shit on YouTube and stuff. So, no, I love the toddlers, I love Fletcher, I love everything about this movie. Pretzel rating.
I'm going to give it a 10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10?
10 out of 10. Yeah, I'm eating that whole bag. Yeah, first movie of 2020.
That's a great start for 2020.
First year of the decade.
Yeah.
2020, absolutely. The Gentleman. There's nothing that there's certain movies that make me feel a certain way or make me want to ingest a certain thing. And all I wanted to do when I got home after watching this movie was have a nice glass of scotch. But because I've been pumping the antibiotics, I couldn't.
Yeah.
But this movie makes you feel like a gentleman. Pretzel rating.
I'm going to give it based on previous Guy Ritchie films and things of that nature. You know, I take these a little bit more seriously. Yep. This is a solid 9.
Okay.
I loved this movie.
Great
and
movie.
This is the best Guy Ritchie film, in my opinion, since Rock and Roller.
Okay, so if you had 10 pretzels and you're only eating 9 of them, where did that last one go?
That last one came from...
the twist was too obvious?
Stop it. Yeah, like, there were some, like, a pretty... Dude, we didn't even touch on your favorite.
What?
Henry Golding.
Oh, yeah, Henry Golding was great in this film. Goes off like a millennial firework. Doesn't actually happen.
No, of course not. My first thought... Yeah, oh, fuck that. Sorry. I'm just remembering that. But my first thought after this movie was, I know it's a recurring joke of, like, whenever Henry Golding comes up, Dylan's favorite because of that one time you knew him from one film. And I'm like, oh, he must be your favorite. But I literally came out and I'm like, damn, this dude is getting better and better.
Yeah, I got the same feeling.
Good. He's actually becoming a legitimate favorite.
Yeah, he's the one actor in this film who's relatively young, apart from the toddlers.
The toddlers, yeah.
But in terms of like main playing actors or characters in this film,
he's definitely
he plays a character called Dry Eye, which is like a rival mobster boss.
Well, no, he's working under George.
That's correct.
Yeah, George is the head of that.
Who runs a heroin empire?
Basically, I'm just going to say it. They're like the Asian drug lords of this particular, England, I guess. Yeah, you know, so they're like the stereotypical Asian in that. And Henry Golding is like a relative of his coming up underneath.
Yeah, and he's trying to gain like a leg
up.
He's
doing a lot of shady dealing to try and get to the top without having to do too much work.
That's right. He's trying to get to the top as quick as he possibly can. He's trying to take down the top dog lion, essentially.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, like coming out of this, like, yes, he's a great actor, but these kind of roles really cement the fact that Henry Golding, as young as he is, against all of these actors that have been doing it for so much longer, except for maybe Charlie Hunnam, like he hasn't done.
I feel like Charlie Hunnam's been doing it longer.
Oh, no, he definitely has. But what I'm saying, he hasn't been doing it for much longer compared to Hugh Grant, compared to Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, no.
Like, you know, a lot of actors in this film have been around the world. Been around the block, And then Henry Golding comes in as the young bloke and as the stereotypical millennial in this film and crushes it.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely
So
fantastic.
I will rate that Henry Golding is on the way to being probably one of the best actors of this generation.
Look at the last like 12 to 18 months for him. You had Christmas Story last December.
Yep.
And then there was that one with Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, the killer one.
He was in that.
Yeah, he was the husband.
A Simple Favor.
A Simple Favor, yeah. And then there was...
That's where this all started from, because that movie was okay.
Yeah, that movie was pretty good. And,
Yeah.
well, it was either No, because I would have reacted the same. Are you sure? I'm sure it was Crazy Rich Asians that you...
No, he was in that, but I haven't seen it, but I've heard nothing but great things.
I believe I said Henry Golding, whoever that is, and you said, I think he's that guy from Crazy Rich Asians, and I'm like, your favorite.
Let's actually confirm if he's actually in this film.
That would be fantastic. But either way, go and see this film, support your local theatre, start 2020 off on a bloody good note. Yes. It's a fantastic fucking film. Yes. It really is.
The Gentleman is great.
That.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Last Christmas, A Simple Favor. He was in and Crazy Rich Asians. We're finally correct on the podcast about our knowledge about movies we haven't seen.
No, but there you go. There's his last 2 years.
Yeah.
These last 2 years, he had Simple Favor first, then Crazy Rich Asians, Christmas, what's it called? Last Christmas? Last Christmas. And now this, man, he's taking off, dude.
Yeah.
He is taking off and he's killing it at the moment.
And that's right. So also on the topic of Henry Golding, he will be coming back for another iteration of G.I. Joe, the movie franchises I don't give a fuck about, but he'll be playing Snake Eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And the way he's going right now, I'll almost go for him.
Yeah.
Your favorite, okay? That's fantastic.
So, The Gentleman is a fantastic film. We've had a pretty horrendous start to the new year, but at
physically
and environmentally, but I can safely say that cinematically, seeing The Gentleman as a first film this year for me is an amazing awakening experience, because January is usually pretty crap. I've heard that The Grudge is rubbish.
Don't.
I've heard it, but...
Should have had Henry Golding.
No,
it
had a different Asian actor in it.
No,
who's usually pretty good. But we'll talk about
John Cho.
John Cho, yes. But we'll talk about. But you did see 2 other films very quickly. While time,
of course.
Before we turn our 2-hour podcast into 4 hours every fucking week.
We still got another episode to go, bro. Fuck. Yeah. But yeah, no. I of course it's school holidays.
Yep.
So I had the chance to take both my children to Spies in Disguise.
Yep.
And then I got the chance to have a boys' day with Oliver, and we went and saw Playing with Fire.
Not Ready or Not.
Not Ready or Not. Although, if you wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I got the chance to see those 2 films. Now, Spies in Disguise, the much highly anticipated Tom Holland and Will Smith.
I wouldn't say highly anticipated.
Well,
there was 2 trailers and then it came out. Anyway.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, either way, it shouldn't have been, because it was rubbish.
Okay.
It was rubbish. But I will just, for me, this was just very cliche children's animation. Oh, let's just throw together a clever story about spies and animals, and the kids will love it.
Big fancy colours and things to keep kids distracted for 2 hours.
But I will say, the one thing that we pointed out last week in Yassel Pass, or you pointed out, was he lays an egg.
Oh, I was editing our video earlier today there was the conversation where we talked if male birds can lay eggs.
Yes.
Is this where you're going?
No.
Okay.
Well, I'm going down that route because that's actually a very heavy plot point.
That he can
They realize he's actually a female genetic bird, because of the way he got turned into it.
Okay.
And that's the reason he couldn't get turned back, because he was doing the science all wrong.
So he couldn't,
because he didn't know that he was actually a female bird, even though he sounded like Will Smith in that, because he had the mind of the spy.
That's weird.
So yeah,
why is that plot point in a kid's film, and why is it that convoluted to the point? Anyway,
it's 2020, Dylan. You just gotta adjust to. You don't know what gender is.
What?
No, identify with that.
Don't say there's a gender. It shouldn't. Just because he lays eggs doesn't mean he's a female, Mitchell.
No, well, you're the one who brought it up. Yeah, but anyway, either way, Spies in Disguise. If you have kids, they'll enjoy it. My kids did, but for me, I was just like,
because
I've seen this 25 times.
Because kids are dumb.
But Playing with Fire came out mid-December. John Cena.
Yep.
For the fire people and my amazing just fake description that I had.
Yes.
It was brilliant.
Oh, okay.
I loved it. I loved this like I loved the Dora movie.
Okay,
it really did live up to the expectation for me in my mind of what to expect from this film.
Yep, that's
good.
And
honestly, for a Nickelodeon kids film starring John Cena and basically just being a fun, goofy movie, it had such dedication to the story that there were so they're smoke droppers. I won't be too long. They're smoke droppers, so they drop into a fire to try and steer it away without water and that. They're just the first ones in there.
Yep.
Because they work in the park service. Now, they do 2 fire drops in the first 15 minutes of the movie. The rest of the movie, they don't do another one. But they have the plot and didn't even mention the fact that it was raining and storming outside the whole time.
Yep.
But there were several outside shots to acknowledge the fact that this is why they're not going off to a fire.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something as simple as that, where they could have just ignored it and it could have just been dry.
Yeah.
Kids aren't going to go, oh, but wouldn't there be another fire since they've already done 2 in the first 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, no, it just happened to be a storm and they were trapped at the depot. Yeah.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Right.
Like,
so it wasn't because they were surrounded by fire
good.
or whatever.
And also, in my fake description for this one, Playing with Fire, the parents are dead.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Turns out they're actually...
Crispies.
No. They've been dead for years.
Then how the fuck did they...
They've been avoiding fostering care. So they've been on the run, basically.
Dodgy.
Yeah, exactly. But they're pretending like their parents are alive. And then when I found out they were dead, I was like, no way!
Twist, what a twist.
And the kids are like, but that's sad. And I'm like, yeah, but I was right. Yeah, either way, Playing with Fire. If you can get your kids to that one, while it's still 1 session a day at the moment, so it's on the wind down. But it's a great film. Spies in Disguise.
So if there's 2 movies that you get the chance to see this weekend,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, right now. Yeah.
The Gentleman and Playing with Fire.
Yes.
While it's still in cinemas.
Yes, they are. The Gentleman I gave 9, Dylan gave 10. Playing with Fire, I give a solid 8.5.
That's good, as you said.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
for what
so
it is.
if you have to rate out of 10 Spies in Disguise.
Honestly, 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's better than I was expecting.
No. I'm not gonna shit on it because I understand its purpose and it's gonna make its money because of the names involved. But I mean, it does its job for what it is. But I've seen that like 18 times.
Yeah,
there's nothing original outside of a pigeon.
Yeah, but you know what?
Yep,
that's been our show.
Ooh, boy, has it ever!
Yeah, let's get this portable aircon cranking and fucking cool down his room.
Yes, that's right. Thanks for making me talk about 2 other movies.
Yeah,
but no, either way, we did well with the coughing. Good job.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And the episode, surprisingly, we've nearly hit 1.5 hours.
Holy shit, dude.
Anyway,
Friday's cancelled.
That has been our show. Listen, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at 2C3Podders, of course, as we said earlier in the episode.
That's right. And don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, should be listening to the podcast, or vice versa, Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Big summer blowout. Now, if you want to support the show, you certainly can. Head over to tpublic.com where you can get yourself a t-shirt, a mug, a sticker, and a fridge magnet, of course. If you want to support the show in a way that gives you something in the return, head over there and purchase some stuff.
Absolutely. And if you're a local business or just somebody who wants to get in touch with us, a fan, give us some feedback or something like that, 2's Company 3's podcast at gmail.com for any business or personal inquiries.
Now, rain, hail, or shine, health, and in sickness, we'll have 2 episodes every week, every Wednesday, every Friday. Wednesday's always about the news and our reviews.
Yep.
And Fridays, we've got our Yassel Pass and Trailer Park, of course, and a bit of shit talking as well. We definitely drive down those rabbit holes.
That's right. And we, I was going to try and carry on with what you were saying, but I'll stick to the script.
I ran out of oxygen.
We have been a little bit crooked, as we've mentioned. So the YouTube has been a little bit slow, but traditionally 4 YouTube videos every week. That's it, Dylan. It's your line now.
Okay. Thanks you for tuning in. We'll see you on Friday.
That's right. And
my name is Dylan.
Oh, yep.
That's Mitchell.
Yeah. And can I say it now?
Yeah.
All right. We're 2's Company, and you are the podcast.
And that video of 2's Company 3's a podcast. We really appreciate it. Wasn't it really something? Why don't you drop a comment down below while you're still here on what you thought about that video. And once you're done, go check out the next video. Feel free to hit subscribe as well. I think it'll be a really good investment for your future.